Bam! Welcome to the show, Pro Se Legal School. We provide the tools you need to challenge the court process. Okay, yeah, I know. The AI machine chopped up the ad on one of my products, and they say I need to say things a little bit different. Okay, so I did. All right, so we provide the tools you need to shut down. Okay, so before we get rolling, we got a couple of things that we need to. Okay, so yeah, this is the patch that my superhero got, and that superhero is back in America today now, and hung that superhero. It's one of these three, because they're all three. They're all three superheroes. They're all three employed by the government, and all three badasses. Yeah, they told me not to say that shit either, but I can't listen to everything that those people say on the AI, because the AI is put together by yeah. Oh wait, excuse me. Let me run that back. The corporation running the AI is run by attorneys. Oh, and you can tell that when you Google stuff, All right, but you know what? When you're Googling the unconventional stuff that you learn here, you gotta talk to, the Gemini, the whatever. You gotta talk to it like you're talking to someone who has a lot of respect for. Okay, no, here's the thing. Use as less words as possible. There you go. That's how you do that with the AI thing. And with everything else, and most everybody get wrapped up with and they other people, not coach, not coach neighbors. Yeah, and I'm packing. I'm still at undisclosed location. I have to pack. Boy, that thing's heavy with a full clip in it. I'm glad I actually use a smaller thingy that makes almost the same size. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. And yeah, you guys know that we're not having live stream without showing my girlfriend stuff up here. And she's always been my number one hero. And then I had number two hero, which was one of these guys. And then a number three hero, and then a number Shattered by Corruption, bestseller. And yeah, there's a picture of my girlfriend. We're not married anymore, but she's still my girlfriend, and she was my girlfriend before we got married. So everybody's saying, "Oh, whatever." I'm like, y'all just chill and y'all stay out the way. Okay, sorry. Okay, so Pro Se Legal School tonight. We're here. Oh, to have some fun. That's what we're here for tonight. How to challenge attorneys. Oh. Okay, so there's a couple other things. One is the people that showed up tonight, because, okay, but in order for this to work out for us both, okay, because there's got to be mutual value in the communication, whatever. In order for it to work out for us both, you got to leave a comment so I can see you. Okay, because I'm not that smart to go back and look at all this stuff. I had to go by who leaves a comment right there on the thing right there, whatever the hell that thing is. Okay, that's how I tell who's here tonight. So anybody that shows up tonight during this how to kick the sorry how to challenge I don't know if y'all can tell that I'm about to have some fun with this. How to challenge the attorneys. I have to keep it. I have to, but that's all right. I can dumb it down, and no offense to anybody, because most of the people, everything that you learned over your life about the legal system is total bullshit. It's total BS. And it was taught to you by the same bar members. It was taught to you by the same bar members group, because as you grow up, they all that are attacking you now. Not the exact ones, but okay. Y'all guys keep up with me. Okay, they're attacking you now. We've been indoctrinated to well, okay, me too. It took me 33 months to get my ass out, and I got jammed up protecting my girlfriend. Because, well, I don't, even back then, okay, I talked a lot of shit on the internet. Okay, but in an administrative court, an administrative process, they say, oh, you have to agree to be arrested. You have to agree. You have to agree. That's what they tell you. Well, you know what? How do you agree? When you sign their shit? Oh, wait. I did not think of that. When you sign those documents, you sign that when you go to court and you sign that stuff. Okay, but for my ass, I agreed because the shit they were pissed off about was stuff I did. And even if it wasn't, there ain't no way I'm already, Okay, but they, and my girlfriend didn't realize this at the time. We talked about it later. They actually tried to get us both arrested at the time they arrested me. 33 months it took me to get out. And I was shipped all over for mental evaluations in a bunch of different states. And then they sent my happy ass back with the forced medication order. And thanks to my girlfriend, Mr. P, Dennis, and my coach's girlfriend. I won't name her name, but thanks to and mi amigos habla español. Okay, thanks to those guys too, because when I went back, I was pretty, and then they came. I've been talking a lot of trash, and then when they sent me that forced medication, my Mexican friends showed up and asked me, Grande, ¿usted tiene miedo? Oh, gut check time. Yeah, we ready to roll tonight. Thank you for making it to the show tonight, girlfriend. And Jamaris, welcome to the show, Jamaris. And Jamaris was here like at the time that was, that I said I was going to start. So usually that's Heather. I hope it was okay. Okay. Yeah, we gonna say hi to everybody before we get started. That's here now, and then we're gonna roll because we got a lot to talk about. Oh, keep it simple, stupid. Oh, uh, yeah. I know who that. Oh, thank you for showing up to the show tonight, Jamar's drum. Just keep it simple, stupid. I've heard that somewhere before. Welcome to the show, Levant. Thank you, Jules. We glad that you're here tonight. Uh-huh. Yeah. We on some hot. Es muy caliente esta la noche aquí en la cocina. It's a little hot in the kitchen today. Well, thank you, Jamari, for being here. Jamaris. We just call you Jay. It works out a lot, pretty well too. I'm glad that you're here. What's up, D? No, Susan, I don't know. I may have. Yeah, I did. Sorry about that. It wasn't intentional. Oh, that's jumping around from a girlfriend. You got to have priorities. Come on now. Okay, my kid taught me that a long time ago. Okay, so he said Jay works. All right. Well, if it didn't, I wouldn't be saying it in a disrespectful intent. So I don't think I've sold you anything yet. So I would never be disrespectful. Okay, let's get to work. Okay, so I didn't even know. I just made bullet points on this because it's just how to challenge prosecutors. Okay, how to challenge the prosecutors. So I'm well. This is actually the attorneys, but it's the prosecutors too. We just gonna slide that in there. It's either one of them, because if I don't say this, people are going to, oh, can I do that? Whatever. Okay. The thing is, in this program, the goal is stopping the court process, getting your deed out of their office, or not going to jail, or getting somebody out of jail. The main it goes, I mean, there's some credit card stuff and some tax stuff, but let's just actually the tax stuff will leave off, because you get your deed out of their office, you're not going to have a problem with your tax. But we need to stay focused. How to challenge attorneys? Well, the number one way that I like to challenge them is just to add them to claim they have, excuse me. Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to do this. Add them to the claim that their ass is filed against you as a plaintiff. You can add them as a plaintiff to your counterclaim, which is the same the same document that you invested in for me that has federal case law and federal acts in it. Just change the words to counterclaim instead of claim. You add them as plaintiffs to their own shit. Oh, I bet they never shared that with you when you was growing up. You can add them as plaintiffs to their own shit, just like they do when they hire snitches in federal court to lie on people, and they just add those snitches and add them as more defendant, add them, and then have them testify. Okay, so what's the advantage of that? Why does that work? This is part of what I've been learning out the AI. Why does it work? Well, if you add the attorney as a plaintiff to the lawsuit or the claim, whatever that the attorney filed, then it's going to be a problem for the attorney. It's going to be a problem for the attorney because the attorney can't litigate a case they're a party to. They can't represent themselves. They can't represent other people from the same corporation. Oh, they can do some of you people because you don't understand, you don't care. I don't know. But that's how that goes. When you're a corporation and your butt shows up in the court, they're not going to let you represent yourself. They're going to tell you need an attorney. The same goes true for them. And it's more so when they've been added as a plaintiff or a defendant later. Because that's where we're headed. What we've learned is we have to cross the state court process and okay, so if you add the attorney as a counterclaim to your counterclaim, as a plaintiff to your counterclaim, then you want to make sure you do your research. You can go to People Finder, peoplelooker.com, whatever, one of those research, and you look these people up. You look up their information. You see what they own. See where they live. You get the address. You get all their stuff or whatever. And when you add them as a counterclaim, okay, if you want to be thorough, if you want to be crabby about it, all right, then you would add their property. Okay, you would add the attorney's property to your counterclaim. Add their address. I put this shit right in the main thing. Yeah, we sued Judge Catherine for her property at 1211 Massachusetts. And we sued the LLC that supposedly owned the property. Okay, so you add the property, and when you do that, if there's a spouse or something, then that person, all the owners that signed on, because you're going to look this up, all the owners that signed on are going to have to be served. So you served them a copy of your counterclaim. Think about it. Now this is called rolling, jamming without limitations. Okay, if you think about it, if you filed a claim, you would have to serve, and you add to other these people's property. Okay, then all of the owners of the property had to be informed. So whatever. So you add it, and then you have them served. Now, how do I come up with the real-time feedback from the people in this group? And some of the people aren't in the group. Okay. So specifically for this, my sister. Yeah, a while back, I didn't know how long ago, a while back, my sister, and you can search this shit on my YouTube channel. There was plenty of videos about my sister's foreclosure. They tried to do judicial foreclosure, and And yeah, and when we added, and when we serve the attorney's wife, oh, they were really pissed off. And that's the nicest way of saying it without any F words. And they actually called police on my sister. And they complained or whatever, some bullshit that, and that they got an email from me, but it sounded kind of threatening, but it wasn't that threatening or whatever. And then they went on to ask my sister if she would send any other documents that she had to their attorney's office or to the court. And my sister, well, and they just tacked this shit on the front of my house without even serving me or giving me a copy of it for all the neighbors or whatever. And my legal team said that if we sue them or add their property to their own lawsuit, that we had to serve them. All of the people, all right, not them, whose ass were kicking, we had to serve all of the people whose name is on the property. So they have a chance to get their own attorney, because the attorneys that are over here aren't okay, are not doing that. Okay, yeah. And, well, no, they didn't. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. So how'd that end? I can't talk about it anymore. That's how. I mean, I could if I wanted to, because whatever, but it's my sister, and I buy it too nuts. And what I can tell you is I got a steak from Chicago Steakhouse, and I tell her she didn't need to do that. And she's still my sister, and whatever. So that's all I can say about that. So add an attorney's property. If you're going to do that, you're adding the spouse right to their attorney's stuff. Basically, is what you're doing. Okay, so there's some other things. We ain't stopping at that. Okay, how about if you file the less penniless lien against the law firm, the building that the law firm is in? Now you would only be doing that to screw with these people, really, because if you did this right and you bought the premium package for foreclosure or prosecutor eliminated package, then you would be going after them for $200 million. And we already know that anybody got that much. I mean, there ain't no money anyway. I mean, this whole thing is the situation. Get your deeds, stay out of jail, make them stay out of your face. Those all are the first number one, depending on the situation. Then the check down is to make them compensate you for what you've been through. Okay, but I'm going to tell you, they're going to stall. They're going to stall. That's what they do in their administrative. They stall. They have a bunch of meetings, and then sometimes they have a bunch of hearings if they can convince your ass to. Sometimes they have a bunch of hearings if you're not kicking their ass enough to make them stay out of your face. How's that? That's oh, they are not gonna like that. But you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm gonna keep it real. 24/9. Well, the winners work a couple of extra days. Oh, I know. My neighbor said, "Nah, dude, how can that be?" I said, well, if I work during the time that your ass is sleeping and you don't even know I'm working, and you add that shit up, there'll be a couple of extra. You do go to sleep, right? Okay, sorry. Oh, that's the difference between people who roll without limitations and people who go to sleep. Okay, so I'm just saying. Okay, but before we go any further, I want to say hello to a new person that got in that invested in the prosecutor eliminated package, and I talked on the phone with this person for a little while, and and this is the first time. This is the first time that I talked to somebody that challenged me. No, no. Now I talked to a bunch of people talking shit or whatever. But this person challenged me, and he doesn't even know that he did. And I was impressed as hell. Uh-huh. Oops. I thought he was here tonight. Let me see. I'll get back to you guys. I want to. Yeah, I thought he was here tonight. He may have had to leave or whatever. Anyway, this person's name is Coach R. Okay, and Coach R, we got to talking. While we're talking, like him, no, dude, you can't be like doing stuff on the computer while I have ADD. I didn't try and listen to that when he kind of laughed. Okay, so he told me he was excited. He was excited to be here, to get to see my stuff, to look at, because for once, he found somebody doing this legal stuff, whatever, that could keep up with his spirit. He probably don't even remember saying that. I was about ready. Okay, no. No, I took it as a total compliment. A total compliment. And I know his ass at the front of the line. Or he may be in front of me. I don't know. I take it as a challenge. You figure out some stuff to make this work better or whatever, shit, throw it on the table. You'll get full credit for it, and I'm gonna send you some free shit. That's how I say, the real-time feedback is what helped us be where we're at right now. There's no way in hell I could be coming up with all this stuff that we're coming up with if I didn't have the exposure and that everybody's or whatever. Okay, so I just want to say, Coach R, that's pretty badass that you said that. I loved it. And bring it. Bring that shit. And I'll say this to attorneys that have a problem with what I'm saying or anybody else. Now, I'm not gonna put up with haters like I did one time, come on the show trying to hate on the police and say all police officers are shitty or whatever. No, I'm not gonna put up with that shit. Okay, but if you got something to contradict what we're saying or to add to whatever, you contact me. If I think you're bringing fire or you're opposing me or you want to tell people why, oh shit, I'll open the shit up and I'll be nice. I'll let everybody be nice as long as, we both get a chance to, I want you to feel comfortable challenging me just like I'm challenging you. But it has to be for the non-conventional stuff, and can't be for the, and that narrows it down to a few people. That narrows it down to a few people. Now, I'm going to show you guys something else. Now, I think a couple of videos back, I mentioned that that I met or I had a phone call from a non-bar attorney, and he just told me it was a law group, so I assumed he was a bar attorney. And he was bad. Yeah, he was the one that provided us with the denial of corporate existence. The affidavit denial of corporate existence is on the website right now, removing you from their statutory jurisdiction. And he sent me another document too. And this one it's just real. I'm just going to show it right there. It's real short and simple. So you can freeze the screen and then type that up. There's not that much at the bottom. And I'm just going to throw it on the table. I haven't had time to research this visitation specialty, whatever. Okay, but I'm going to tell you, the dude's badass, and he sent this over. I'm about to I'm about to make it included in the premium packages. Okay, I'm about to make it included in the premium packages. So anybody that's at the show tonight, if you're interested in the legal malpractice lawsuit, I don't have it open up on the website. I have it in several of the packages. If you're interested in it, you'd have to email me and let me know your YouTube name, and I'll send it to you in the link. And I'm selling it for $99. So it's the whole lawsuit. Now, what makes my lawsuit for legal malpractice different than just the legal malpractice shit is the legal malpractice is what they're doing. So they're the ones that structured this stuff. So if you're going to come after them, but when you roll without limitations, okay, there's also the breach of contract. Okay, they breached the contract. You don't even have to have paid them if they said they was going to help you. So we have the legal malpractice plus the breach of contract, and we add a few other things in there. And now if you're already using my stuff, then we suggest that you beat their asses down with the stuff first, and then get them to take the deal. Settlement conference. We don't do trial, share, whatever. No, we want to go straight to settlement conference. Beat their ass down straight to the settlement conference. Ow. Okay, so the attorneys. You can sue the attorney for the attorney's bar card. Yeah? Or we this is back to my sister. I blame this on my sister. Everybody thought it was me. Okay, this one was me, but suing him for his property over there was my sister. Mine was suing him for the wife's car, suing the attorney by a counterclaim. The counterclaim, you don't have to pay any money to file. and it pretty much crushes their state court process if you file a counterclaim in their process addressing the real facts. Why it crushes it? Because you're addressing the real facts. And also state court can't respond to federal court case law with statutes and codes, because statutes and codes are not valid laws. They don't have enacting clause, titles, or bodies, or whatever. Now, some of you really smart people can go look this shit up, and they'll email me later. Oh yeah, coach, yeah, they can. Here you go. And they send me the statute. What we're saying is bullshit because it doesn't have, or sometimes they send me a code, which is a check down from the statute, or sometimes they argue with me and send me a damn ordinance, which is a check down from the check down to the check down. Okay. How many check downs you got to be for your ass in the toilet? I mean, I don't know. Okay, sorry. I mean, okay, so here's a cool one. And we threatened to do this one. We threatened to sue their law firm for the corporate charter. Oh, that sounds like some smart shit. I researched it. So what does that mean? Well, if you sue their ass for the corporate charter, then you get a board on the seat of directors, and you get a vote in the laws that the rules, excuse me, the policies. Oh, yeah, you see what I'm saying there. Oh, I don't think they want you in there. I'm pretty sure there's some more advantages to the corporate charter thing, because I mean, in my head, I would be thinking how it's divided up, because the main players own a percentage, or I would think they would all own a percentage. So you would have to sue them for the corporate charter, and the highest, whoever owned the highest percentage, you have to sue their ass for that. You can sue these people for the socks that they're wearing that they have in a drawer. Sorry, you don't want to sue them for the funky socks, okay? Because they walk in a lot of shit. I mean, stuff that don't smell good. Okay, so I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I didn't even have to do no. Okay, so one of the things that we've done to harass, to challenge these attorneys, is that we mailed a file stamp copy of the lawsuit to other law firms, usually it's a chain or whatever, in a different state. Oh, just open up the lines of communication. Oh, they got some phone calls. Dude, what the hell is going on over there? Are these people going to sue us too? Could you sue for the other if they're connected? Oh, wait, if you on the corporate charter, could you? I think if your goal is to head into the settlement conference, you can sue them for whatever you want. Okay, so let's just back up just a little bit, because I know people think, oh, you can sue them for whatever you want, but how you gonna make them do stuff? Well, you're not. You're just gonna keep forcing them to visualize your shared liability. So how do you do that, Coach? Well, you know what? We talked about that list pendants lien that you could put against a law firm building just to be a butthead. Okay, or we don't really do that. I just said that because we came in with challenging the attorneys. In the lawsuit package and the premium package that you get on my website at winincourtnow.com, it's scrolling across the thing right there. Yeah, in the lawsuit package that you get, okay, we're learning how to sue the people that sign to do all of this stuff. And the less pen, and nobody has 200 million. Okay, nobody has 200 million. Okay, so you put Les Pennis lien against Coach M is about to put her lien against the county recorders, the Register of Deeds office, and their assets. The Register of Deeds office and their assets. And Coach M, they ignored her stuff because she missed stopping the state court process, and she got evicted. So she's also suing the land bank, because there's a land bank in her county. In my opinion, the land bank the Register of Deeds Association is the main corporation connected to the Register of Deeds office and their assets in her location. So I would add those people too. Okay, so why? Okay, so when they stall, then you just file foreclosure, just like the ass did to you. Well, you wasn't stalling. Most of you didn't even know you're in foreclosure. When they stall and try to play, you just filed foreclosure on, and it'd be the first time that I ever did that. But I mean, help somebody do that. But we've been stopping the foreclosure over here in jamming. I'm in the face. I think. I mean, I never thought I would ever file a foreclosure, but oh hell yeah, I'll foreclose on that. I help somebody foreclose on the ass in a heartbeat because it would be fun as hell. Let's just stop and think about that for a minute. Maybe you want to file your lien against the whole building, the law enforcement center where all the judges' offices and stuff are. Now, we included judges' property at 1211 Massachusetts in Lawrence, Kansas, and as it turns out, that property was not properly listed, in our opinion, was not properly listed on the internet. It was listed as residential when it was clearly commercial. There was a bunch of law offices in there. So we're going to see what's going on with that here in a couple of weeks. Okay, so one of the other cool things that you can do is you can report your attorneys to the IRS. Why? Well, you can go to Gemini. You can look up what kind of forms that they're supposed to be filling out when they do foreclosure or whatever. Or you can just listen to me. Okay. Number one is they never file the, let me think about this. The 883 asset allocation statement document. They never do. Don't have time for none of that shit. Ain't nobody checking. Oh, the court's supposed to file that shit too. And there's some other paperwork the court's supposed to be filing when they take your shit and give it back to the state. That's what they do. When they take your shit and they give it back to the state. How many of y'all asked, oh, they took the bank bought it back. Oh, the bank, my ass. The bank wasn't even involved in that shit. The bank did a charge off. Okay, sorry. The 883 asset allocation statement is one of the main documents that these people, these attorneys, are supposed to be filing. And all of this stuff is supposed to be public record. A matter of, you should be able to call them down there. Hey, my legal team said that y'all ass don't fill out the asset allocation statement, the 883 asset allocation statement. When you guys do, and I've done some research myself. You got to take the legal team out of it at some point. Now you want to have a legal team, run interference so they don't want to chomp your ass. Okay, but and I've done some research myself, and the asset allocation stat, the 883 asset is something that just, and it's my research shows that it should be public. I should. So, can you guys please send my legal team? Throw the legal team's ass back in there when it's about to get hot, because that's the way it is. It saves them from. Okay, if you do the shit like that, my legal team, whatever. At the end of the program, they're gonna know that you beat their ass down. At the end of the day, it don't matter as long as you paid the legal team, whatever, you still beat their ass down. Okay, but it gives you a little bit of security because now they won't think that they can lock your ass up and screw with you for 33 months, scare your family, jam up your bank accounts. Do I sound like I might know what the hell I'm talking about? Or, here's, we're about getting to the end. We sue the attorneys in federal court. That's what we do eventually. We start out in state court attacking the state court bullshit with federal case law and federal acts that they can't respond to. Now without a federal bar card, and I'm pretty sure there's no federal attorney got time. Okay, because if we're not trying to get before the court, before the judge, and have the judge rule for us, we're not trying to do that here. Because that ain't helping nobody. Okay, this is like my boxing strategy. Okay, we're just gonna keep punching their ass until they go sit the hell down or give up. Now, there's a few things you can do to speed that up, but that idea that I'm gonna go into court and the judge is gonna rule, they'll hear my shit, whatever, is total bullshit. And if that's the idea you have in your head, you need to hop your ass on out of here. I'm just saying, because I don't have time for none of that shit. That's not how this is going. That's not in the real world. Okay. The judge is getting paid by the state, who can't be an injured party. How's the state going to be the plaintiff? How you going to injure the state? Judge is getting paid by the state. They're using their policies and procedures that they put together. They violate the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946, which is another federal law, but you need to put 1946 on the end of that, or you're going to find Cornell Law Library watered down bullshit. Okay. The Administrative Procedures Act of 1946 is a federal law, and we include that in 1 or 2 of our premium packages. This federal law prevents the state, all of the states, from having policies and procedures that don't coincide with the Constitution. Damn, could that be true? Yo soy muy viejo. I'm very old. I've done my homework, and yeah, it's true. So we bring that to there's several people don't realize that federal acts are federal, are criminal. They're criminal federal. I don't know why I don't just call them criminal. Oh, then too many people would figure out you can use that shit to kick these people's ass. Oh, wait, when you roll without limitations, then you can figure that out too. Okay. Sue an attorney in federal court. No. Y'all ass thought the attorney was mad. The attorney, wife was mad when she got the service of process for the counterclaim. Yeah. But when she got it for being sued in federal court, and in the letter that I sent to her, that my sister sent to damn it. Okay, sorry. In the letter that was sent to her, oh, okay. In the letter that was sent to her, that since the case is in federal court now, it was going to require her to hire, attorney with a bar card. I know. I'm not going to say with a I can't say that because the ass don't have no license. Okay, and we let her know that she, they were pretty mad, but at that point there were any more phone calls to my sister because they dropped the stuff on the state level. So that I can say, but okay. So we'll just go back here and say, and Jay, Dustin, and Susan. Boy, that's a nice log cabin, Susan. Is that yours? You're welcome. You're welcome, Randy. You know what happens when you piss off the wrong person. So keeping it simple. Welcome, Lenny. That's kind of cool. We got some new people up in the house. So you break the law, you get a jail vacation. Welcome, Frederick. Oh, okay. I thought it was rolling. Yeah. Jamaris is rolling, and so it's who I thought it was, and he was the one that challenged. We didn't realize he was challenging me, but yeah. Oh, told me that I could keep up with his spirit. I'm like, no. I might have to step up. Yeah. I'm ready. Yo está listo. Okay, I'm ready. I need to step up. And I am too, with a little help from some friends with this one. Because I know when I research that's going to be pretty badass, and everybody should have that stuck in their case. Because the young man that sent me this is total badass. And you got that right. And they ain't signing nothing. Well, I told them that the last time they arrested me, and the lady says, well, Mr. Neighbors, I was hoping you could sign this thing to get released tonight. I'm like, released? No, they arrested me on some stupid shit. They told me that I need to see the judge. Oh, yeah, they did not want me going upstairs because they already know that I'll be eating free commissary up in there for a while, helping people get out. Oh, yeah, helping them get out. Well, thank you, girlfriend. I actually think that I'm selfish because I have so much fun doing this. Sometimes I think I should pay you. Oh, especially when I get phone calls or I get people call me, leave a voicemail that that they packed up their shit and went and sat the hell down. Yep, it all pertains to I call them sub corporations of the corporation doing the corporationing. Did y'all get all that there? That was a lot of corporationing right in there. Now, some of these things are mentioned in my premium package. The 1099 OID. I don't know the 3949A. I don't know that, but I do know about the 1099 49D. Yeah, they were mad at me because I went and kissed their ass. They revoked my bond because they said I was harassing government witnesses or whatever. They told me to stop complaining to Washington, D.C. I was demanding investigation into what they were doing to my girlfriend and me and my family, whatever. And so I'm thinking that Washington called them a bunch of times because I call Washington, D.C.'s ass every day. I call them every day, okay, for a period of time. Anyway, so they revoked my bond. And then they came and told me a whole bunch of times, well, 2 times, that they could get me out. I just needed to let them know that I knew there was something going on in my wife's secondhand store. They tried to say that my girlfriend was buying and selling stolen property and all this stupid shit. And the first time I didn't even know what to say. I already knew they were trying to like make me angry, okay, and lose my temper so that they could force medicate me without having a ruling from the judge. So I wasn't even playing that shit. And so the second time they came in to talk, to have a meeting with me and my attorney, Sheriff Pilot, and Denny Conway, the investigator, who was investigating for them. None of their asses was helping us. Okay, she came in, she told me, we can get you out. Well, we had the meeting, and they, took me into the room, whatever. And so I asked the guard to come into the room in Spanish because I didn't trust them. I mean, I already knew they were on some bullshit or whatever. Okay, the whole reason I was there because I refused to throw my wife under the bus in the first damn place. You kidding me? Oh, yeah. No, that was okay. So we sit down and then tell me the same shit, or we can get you out, whatever. And we just need you to say that you knew there was something going on. And I just looked at him and said, oye, quiero voy a mi casa ahorita porque me gusta la comida aquí. And the guard almost started laughing. And so the 2 people, they looked at the guard. I said, dile por favor, which means tell him. And the guard said, oh, they were so mad. The guard said, Mr. Neighbors said that he's not in a hurry to go home because he likes the food here. Oh, they were so mad. Yeah. And then so 6 months is all that they can hold you on contempt of court. And I did not know that, or I would have maybe had a different plan. No, probably we had to. Oh, so then they said my attorney, Sheriff Pilot, threw me from Overland Park, Kansas, threw my ass under the bus and told the court that I was mentally ill because I had all these theories and all this stuff and and so once that happens to you, if you haven't done this or done your homework, then you're kind of, oh yeah. And then they start shipping you all over the place. Had 4 mental evaluations and four different, and then by the time I got back and got out, my girlfriend was locked up because she trusted her attorney, John Duma. And that's kind of why I'm here being an asshole and teaching people how to do this shit. This is like my therapy for not being able to protect my girlfriend and my wife at the time. So, and, I mean, I grew up in the hood. I already knew their asses were coming back. Okay, that's in the hood, they keep coming back. So that's why I started doing it. And now I'm teaching other people how to punch their ass in the face. Man, it got a little out of control. Okay, just a tad bit. But I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because this is my therapy. I have to do this every day or I turn into a hater. I would be a really bad hater with everything that I've learned from you. Okay, never mind. Okay. I'm not turned into a hater. Relax. Anybody that jumping to conclusions or whatever. I have grandkids that watch my stuff and they tell me well, no, Susan, it's not they're corrupt. The problem is that you're in administrative court. And in administrative court, they're doing everything that they're supposed to be doing in administrative court. Administrative is here to take your stinking money. And that's what they do, or your property, which is your money, or lock your ass up, which then they tap into your trust and to take the money from your straw man that they're using to fake it. No, I got it. I got it. Yeah. Really, we don't worry about that because we don't coach here. She has to go over to, and she is, and we kind of have been struggling about some things. So, yeah, we don't worry about it here. We're just learning what we're here to talk about today. We don't really worry about having this be turned into a coaching session or having one person take over the show with their problems because no one really wants to see that. So you got a children's book? You should post that in our post a link to it in our coaching on Twitter. I'm fine with that. That would be cool. Anybody that has a product or that's helping, especially kids, but it don't have to be kids. You can post a link to it in the Twitter group. No, Roland, I'm not an attorney, so I don't have a fee schedule. You gotta get up to the website, man, and get yourself caught up to speed. So now, if you invest in the premium package, then you get coaching. Well, everybody gets coaching in the group at neighbors_coach on Twitter. If you invest in a premium package, then we have a protocol. If you have a question, you can text me that I have a question. I'll get back to you when I can. Most of the coaching is done in the group. And I have it set up that way because the coaches invest in the premium packages. And a lot of times they're with people or outside. And I actually have a few attorneys that invest in that package too. And these people are outside the clerk's office trying to figure out how to get done what they need to do. So I need to make sure that I'm available for them. So I'm really, really picky about my cell phone communication. If you have questions and you haven't invested, then fine, sure, call me. If you have questions after we talk, and if you haven't invested, then fine, call me. If you have questions after you invest, then most of the time they're because you didn't go do your homework or do your research. And then depending on what level you buy, your questions should be in the group. I don't take phone calls for anything that's not a premium package. And I had to have that as a thing because I couldn't help the people that invested the most amount of money. Okay, I know it sounds, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Susan, I know you didn't come here to whine and cry about them not listening to your stuff or doing what you're supposed to be doing because you didn't follow my stuff in the first place. So you're going to have to park this or you and I are going to have a problem here and I'm just going to block you. Okay? Thank you. They just don't care. So give up. Go sit down and give up. We don't have time for that shit here. Yeah, so Jamari, I'm going to have a webinar training for the people that invested in the premium packages, so that I can have a closer communication with them along the way, like as a group, because it's been hard to one, two at a time. Now, if you invest in the premium package, which would be the prosecutor lemonade package of $1,450 or the $1,500 foreclosure defense lawsuit package, then after you, the updated instruction video that you're supposed to watch comes with that package. You can't watch those other 9,000 videos because those other 9,000 videos help us get to where we're at here. And if you do that, then you're kind of checking yourself back down, okay? And after you watch the video and understand the goal and how we do this and whatever, then if you invest in a premium package, then you need to send me an email or just call me. And then if I can talk, then we'll go ahead and talk. If not, then I'll schedule a time that we can talk so that I can make sure that you're on the same, that you're starting out with the right punches or whatever. So that's how I did it. Now, you're going to have to get that shit done in a week or two. I don't have time to have people invest in the premium package, okay, and then contact me a month later wanting to do the coaching call, wanting to do the strategy thing, wanting to do whatever. Okay. You got a week and a half to get this rolling and get your part done so that we can stay in the thing and get it done the way we need to be getting it done. And so that's the way that this is going to work out. And when you contact me to set up the strategy call, I should recognize your name. I should recognize your name. The blueprint was set up by the real-time feedback from all of the people that helped put this program together. So I hope you guys got some value out of tonight's show. And if you're interested in the legal malpractice lawsuit, then just send me an email, like I said, and just put in the title legal malpractice, and then I'll send it over to you. Thank you guys for the value of sharing your time, and I am going to all this talking of punching and stuff is making me hungry. So look, we have quite a few people here tonight. Good night, everybody. See you guys in the next live stream. Head over to winningcourtnow.com and get what you need.